Hello, my dears and my darlings. Happiest of birthdays to the April 10th babies out there, the April 10th Aries. This is going to be for the next 24 hours. Whoever that might find this video, maybe it's not the 10th, depending on where you are in the world when I post this, or maybe you're going to find it at some other time. So we're setting the intention for the next 24 hours. And we're going to see what is coming up here for the collective. And the card we have coming up, my dears and my darlings, is the Three of Swords. Now, I can hear the groans already. However, Three of Swords for me typically comes up when something has already occurred. And it's a message about the thing that has happened versus like something foreboding or something like, oh, this is gonna happen. So some of you are already in this Three of Swords energy as you're starting the day or as you're stumbling upon this video. And Three of Swords can be a little bit like this broken-hearted energy, right? It's this sadness, it's a sense of loss. It can also be betrayal and some of you have heard me talk about the Three of Swords, that I see it happen a lot just before there's going to be a big blessing or a big shift in your life. Spirit has a way of shaking things up to show you where all the snakes in the grass are. Spirit has a way of showing you all of the people who don't deserve to benefit from the good things that are about to happen to you. Because you're this kind of person where you have this great big loving heart and you're like, my success is everyone's success, right? You're like, I can't wait to do this for this person and that person. And maybe there's people in your life that for a very long time you've been like, you know what? As soon as things turn around for me, I'm going to bless that person because they've been there for me and I really appreciate them. And Spirit might show you that you don't know what happens when you're not around. You don't know what's going on behind your back. You don't know what's being said in your absence. And Spirit is like, nope, like this is our person. This is our favored and protected person. And we know how hard that they've been working. We're not going to let them get taken advantage of. We're not going to let these fake people take advantage of this kind-hearted person who's worked so hard. So there may be things coming to the surface already at the time that you're seeing this card. And some of you are very hurt by it. But raise up your head and know that the reason why it's happening is because there's a blessing coming your way that these other people do not deserve to have even a tiny crumb of. Okay? So good things are about to happen. Three of Swords can also happen when we're releasing old wounds, old hurts, old betrayals, as we're making room to receive the new life and the new energy. And some of you have heard me say this, and I'm going to say it again at the risk of sounding like a broken record. I know the Three of Swords scares a lot of people, right? It's a card that signifies or gives us the idea of emotional pain. But over the years, reading for myself and reading for other people, I've noticed something about the Three of Swords. It's really intense pain, but it doesn't last very long. And I've said this before, it makes me think of when I used to teach preschool and I would take all the little babies out for recess and they'd be running around playing on the playground. And one would fall down and hurt their knee and scream and cry like it was the end of the world. Just absolute agony, right? And it was real. It was genuine. It hurt when they fell. Maybe they felt a little bit embarrassed. Maybe it startled and scared them. There's all these reasons why they're crying. But you give them an ice pack or a Band-Aid and a hug, and like 30 seconds later, they're running off again and they're a T-Rex or Paw Patrol or whatever they were playing, right? It's like it didn't even happen. And that's something I've noticed about Three of Swords. It's intense, but it's not going to follow you around. It's not something that's going to last for weeks or months or years. And so something is being released, and like you're just getting it out of your system. You might have a good hard cry, and then you feel very light. You feel very renewed. You feel like you can take a breath of fresh air, and this thing is no longer on your back. So for me, I've always seen it come up as like a release, a card of release and clearing space and clearing room. And so, as I said, for the majority of you, you're already feeling this vibe at the time you find this video. And this is just telling you or reminding you this is why this is happening versus, hey, look out, this is gonna happen, right? We're all on different journeys. So maybe for some of you, this is a heads up. But I feel for the majority of the people that stumble upon this video, you're already coming into this reading space with this vibe. I also really feel here, it's really interesting, and this is the intuitive part of it. This is, you guys who know I read intuitively, as I'm looking at the card, the green is really jumping out at me, and I've used this deck several times and I've never seen it this way before. But this thing here in the back is like a little spider webby thing, and this green thing is jumping out, green is jumping out at me. So green is the color of Archangel Raphael, and so Archangel Raphael is the angel of healing, okay? Emotionally, physically, mentally, he's the angel of healing. He's also associated with soulmates and true love, okay? And so the spider web is making me think of like icky past karmic things. So a lot of you maybe have been holding something that you've been grieving, or something that you just really haven't been able to shake, or you just felt like you can't get untangled from it, or you can't move past it, you can't move on. Like you're living your life, but it's always somewhere in the shadows of your mind. You can't never fully forget it. I feel whatever this is, those of you who have that feeling, you're going to have Archangel Raphael around you a lot in the coming days, and that this is something that you're going to finally be able to clear out those cobwebs, or get unstuck, get untangled, get away from it, and be done with it once and for all, and release it once and for all. Okay, so there's this sense of like being freed here. You might have a good cry in the process for some of you, but definitely being released. Red is also jumping out at me, so some of you may be having also a lot of clearing happening in the root chakra. Okay, grounding is important now. Let yourself feel the feelings, but try to stay grounded. Try to stay in the present moment. Any grounding exercises you can do might be a good idea today as well, so that you're not getting overwhelmed and swept away by the wave of emotion that may be coming in for some of us. Okay, and don't get scared, don't freak out. And you guys know I'm pretty transparent with you, I'm pretty honest, I'm pretty open. I've been crying a lot lately, and it's been hitting me at the weirdest time. Like I'm in the kitchen chopping vegetables, doing my meal prep, and I'll just start crying, or I'll see something on TV, or I'll hear a song, or my dog looks at me in a certain way and I'm like, I'm not worthy. So it's just it's a part of opening up, it's a part of ascending, it's a part of growing. And don't allow it to scare you, right? Don't allow it to scare you. Not to sound cliche, at the risk of sounding cliche, but like they say, rain doesn't grow, flowers don't grow without rain, right? Like that rain makes the flowers grow. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to cry. For some of you, it's going to be very releasing, very cleansing. And just, I'm going to say one more thing, and we'll leave it at that. When somebody shows you who they are, please believe them. Please believe them, right? Sometimes we want to dismiss it. We want to make excuses for it. We want to minimize it or say it's not that big of a deal. But if someone bites you once, don't let them bite you twice. Okay? Don't let them sting you twice. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. There may be a lot of true colors being revealed to you at this time, and believe it. Believe it, believe it, believe it, okay? Don't let it get worse. As far as the intuitive aspect of things, I'll remind you guys again, I am teaching Intuitive Tarot in Phoenix, Arizona, June 18th. I look forward to meeting those of you who've already signed up. I'm very excited. It's my first time doing something this big. I've done a lot of smaller things and like little psychic shops and things over the years, but this is going to be something bigger, and it's going to be going over the meanings of the cards, increasing your intuition, how to read intuitively. I will cover about scrying, which is a part of my process. Running a tarot business, for those of you who want this to be something that you do full time, as well as anything else maybe you guys want to learn, because this is new. It is still being developed. I'm putting together a workbook right now, and so you guys can definitely, those of you who will be attending, email me and let me know, hey, could you do me a favor and please make sure you work this in, because I'm having a hard time with this, or I'd really like to learn this. So you guys can help and contribute in making it as informative as possible, and that way I can know certain things that I might focus on a little more. Private readings with me, link in the description will take you to calendly.com/amethystangelite. You can schedule a private reading with me there. You may want to check out the love readings for April. Those are linked in the description. The weekly forecasts, also linked in the description. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, my dears. Take care and be well.